Hi, so new chart, a 4-1 fixed fate profile, and asking for what can the gene keys add to this. I kind of just wanted to just first of all take the human design explanation of fixed fate. So what we say when somebody has a 4-1 profile, it's stick to your path and follow your heart. And it's really because the fourth line is that heart. It has to do with tuning in to the heart and doing what we love. And how do you determine your fixed fate? So basically, what you do in human design is that you look at the personality sun, which in the gene keys is the life's work. And you look at this, the 34, and you understand, the 38, and you understand what that means. So you can go to the Gene Key book, or you can go to Human Design book that has a lot on the gates, or the Line Companion, even the 38-4, and you read that. And then you kind of understand that this is your immovable theme in life, and that your life is going to have this theme in it. So here, of course, struggle, perseverance, and honor. So I wouldn't say that the shadow is the theme, and that would be, to say that wouldn't be so much fun. But it is knowing where to put your energy and where to continue giving your energy to in perseverance, so that you can feel the honor of a warrior that has invested a lot in something. So if we go to the activation sequence and do what we often do, is that we look at it first in the shadow frequency, and then we look at the challenge and how we can start to break through, so that we can break up and break through to a higher frequency. So in the worst case here would be a person that doesn't understand how to live and do what you love, and how to serve yourself, because for the fourth line, when you serve yourself, you will serve others. When you do what you love, that's going to serve your community. So here there is somebody that would struggle because of not knowing when to serve yourself, when to serve others, and actually maybe even be completely honest with what it is that you really love, maybe even not self-honesty there. And then that will create provocation, and that will create anxiety as well, because when there is provocation, when there is struggle, it's very hard to live with an open heart. So when the heart is not open for the fourth line, that creates anxiety. And it can also create like not feeling like you can breathe completely in your life. And then you have this other theme that has to do with the agitation, the unease in the body on a deep, deep level. There is a kind of not feeling we can trust in life, and cellular unease and agitation, that then in relationships can either lead to extremes, like kind of wanting to turn away from dullness, and to just kind of let the pendulum swing really far out to the sides, because you don't want life to be dull, and you don't want to feel the struggle, and you don't want to feel the agitation. So you do things that are kind of trying by experiences to not feel that, and to kind of feel the high of the experience. Or it could be somebody in the repressive that really kind of doesn't dare to live, really, and doesn't dare to feel the rhythm that is inherent in everything that is alive. So in relationship, that would create, whether it's the extreme or it is the more repressive, that would create you would lose the flow in relationship. There would be inadequacy in relationship. There can be even like not really being able to mirror each other in relationship. And your whole aura would be affected by this. So your magnetism would be affected. And then in the core wound, in the sphere of vocation, there would be you could feel impatience, because that you're giving a lot, but there is so much struggle, there is a lot of provocation, there's agitation and unease, and you are here to fight. So you kind of be wanting impatiently to change something, but you don't really find how to do it. And often, even with the second line core wound, there is kind of a projection on others that it's their fault, that it's not our fault, because there's also in you, in the second line vocation, there is a certain ease and a certain freedom that you have. And then if there is a problem, it's easy in the second line core wound to actually project that on others. If we tie this to human design, we can see that you have, gate or gene key 5, and you have gate or gene key 15, and we know that this is a tantric channel that goes between the G and the sacral center. So it's really where you connect pure life force to your G center, to your love, your identity, your direction, and where it's by feeling into the rhythm of everything that is alive and feeling into your own timing that actually you will be able to benefit from this channel and actually help healing that split in humanity, where many times our willpower or our power is not connected to our heart. And when you're able to connect this, you are going to have a much more calm in the body. That agitation and ease is going to dissolve, and your aura is also going to start again to become magnetic. So how do we do this? What is the big thing for the 4-1? So you can see, like I said before, you're here to do what you love, and through that you're serving others. When you feel anxiety, that is showing you that you have closed your heart somehow. You have numbed yourself down a bit. And also when you feel like your issues are really big, that's also showing you that you're not able to live completely open and trusting in relationship with others and community. So the answer for the 4th line is always to come back to your breath, always to come back to your heart. And that is how you break through as a 4th line personality. And then by coming back to the heart, the agitation and the unease in the body slowly going to dissolve. And here we know that you also benefit from being on your own. So it's very important for the 4-1 to know when to be with others and when to be with yourself. The solitude is also going to help you. And here it's important also to kind of look at your human design and see what centers you have open. But it's good for you to be by yourself. It's good for you to ground in physical things too. So it's good for you to, touch the earth and build in the earth and use your hands and your feet. It's really that kind of physical anchoring that you have in the 1st line purpose and the 1st line radiance. And anything that is actually kind of engaging your foundation, your bones, is good. So even running and kind of that kind of impact on your bones can be good for you to wake up your body and to feel that you're grounded and in yourself. So when that happens again, then you are going to feel magnetism and even passion in relationship, and you're going to be able to merge in relationship with the other and live together, live something together. And that creates, like we were saying before, that you go into your passion again when it comes to the vocation. And it's kind of this, we say that it's marketing when it comes to the outer manifestation, because when you live from this place and when you're connected, where you're not in disconnection and agitation, then anything basically that you say, people are going to believe it. And it's a lot about actually, what you radiate. It's the image that you create just by being natural. That is something that people are going to see, and it's very powerful. You're also a second line pearl, so you are going to be recognized when you start to tune into your fate, to your fixed fate and who you are. And there is a kind of majesty in that. And I feel like the 30 and the 34 are connected somehow, because it just is warrior. And you could say also, we speak about the Olympics. When we speak about 34, that kind of strong body, it's from the sacral center too. That's kind of majesty that we have in our body. And both these has to do with kind of force and struggle, and a certain deftness and like pushing a round peg in a square hole. So it's really the Pearl Life's Work arrow here wants to, I mean, it's very individual. You're here to be individual and find your own your own struggles and your own games, but it's also asking you to open up a little bit, to not be deaf either for outside influence. It's not because it's gonna dictate where you're going. It's just that it can be good to zoom in and zoom out from different perspectives, I would say. And there can be a certain degree of self-sabotage or low self-esteem when there is emotional triggers. And here you would like to look at your emotional center, if it's defined or if it's open, because there can be, or there are going to be, reactions in relationships. And then, what do you do? Do you then stop to tell the truth, especially if you have an open emotion? Do you stop telling the truth? And does that basically, when we don't speak our truth anymore, that is a kind of self-sabotage. And if that happened in the age of 7 to or 8 to 15, then you're telling unconsciously your own inner child that you're not worthy, worthy of telling your truth, and then your self-esteem goes down. So both open ego and open emotional center is something that you kind of want to check with the EQ here in the emotional center. And it is an emotional gate in the emotional center in the emotional sphere. Yeah, so I think that's probably what I want to say. And then the 6-line culture, it's like, this is really where I see that the world is going. You are looking at the next world, like your piece of the puzzle when it comes to like the whole synergy of humanity, where we are. You are in a system level, and you are seeing those like fractal souls, the right people coming together to basically heal humanity, heal DNA. And it's kind of the highest perspective of the new synergy that is created through teamwork between people, and not competition or interference. So it's a really, like, this is the kind of, I think this is somehow connected to the life's work as well. And that is, of course, it is connected in the Pearl sequence, and it's a very, very high perspective, and maybe something that actually is something that could fuel your life's work as well, if that's something that interests you. And knowing that you have this capacity of really zooming out and see the systems of how human beings come together and work together. So I hope that was helpful, and I would love any comments on it, or other people that are 4-1. What are your experience with being a 4-1 and related to your life's work? Is that the theme that is like so important and so much there present in your life? So thank you.